Hi guys, welcome to Petrolheads London and a Krispy Kreme stop. So, this video, as you know now, I have put a full titanium Akrapovic race pipe on my bike, which is the original headers. No, not the original headers. It's the original end can and new headers, and it sounds a bit like this. Let's crack on and have a bit, shall we? With the pipe on, and at these speeds, I know this isn't the most entertaining biking road. I'm just on my way somewhere, so I wanted to do a little vlog around it. Been way overdue. The pipe has been on for a little while. It does take a bit of bedding in. I think my initial thoughts were it felt quite fuzzy. But do you know what? I think part of this stuff is in your head. But I think a bit of that has bedded in. The sound, I don't know where to start. When I first got on it, and if I'm honest, I wasn't really recording these things properly, so I'll try and get some of that. I did have my cameras with me, and I'll try and get some of that and play that back to you. But the sound, when it first started up by my house, I was like, oh, this might be a bit loud. And if you look at the forums, a lot of people are like, oh my god, it's so loud, it's so loud. It's not obnoxious, and it's actually, get away from this lorry, it's actually quite a nice sound. It's quite deep, it's quite verbally as it starts up, and feels kind of like what it should be, if I'm honest. We didn't have all those ginormous cats deadening the sound. I also decided, as you will see, to keep the original end can, which, by the way, if you're looking, does not have a removable baffle. I've done a load of looking around on this, and nobody seems to know how to remove it. So anyway, but I quite like the look of it. A shorty, admittedly, would look better, but I quite like this one, and frankly, I've spent enough money already. So unless YouTube revenues go through the bloody roof and all of a sudden I can afford more stuff, then we are leaving that for now. A little bit about the pipe. So the noise at startup, I was a bit unsure. Then I went for a ride with my mate, actually the guy who's with me now, somewhere behind me. And I first started, I went, oh god, I think it's too loud, I think it's too loud. I think we rode about an hour or so, and I was like, yeah, maybe I should get an end cam. And let me explain why that conversation happened. So, the first bit is, it's really loud on the idle and the lower down sort of like rev range, and generally just at the lower end. And it tends to quieten down at higher speed. And do you know what though? That's not a bad thing, because I think otherwise it could drive you bonkers with the noise if you're doing long journeys, which I have planned on this bike very soon. So I kind of keep toing and froing, and do you know what, I don't think I'm done on that decision. There are a few guys, and I do talk to you guys on the forum, if there's anybody who watches it here from the forums about what you're doing. I do need to put some updates on there around this pipe as well. I've not done that there either, but it's quite good. And I must say, out on roads, now we can get shifted a bit past the old beer truck. Out on roads like this, it's actually really nice. I still think it feels a bit fuzzy around this rev range, the sort of 5 to, well, 6,000 up. I'm just checking out, we've got a bit of traffic coming up behind us. So, somebody special. bit where hello, do love bikers, they're so friendly to each other. You don't get a car driver waving at each other, do you? Anyway, without getting too distracted here, I feel that the only downside of this is it feels a little bit lumpy on the lower end. So I think it's harder to ride around traffic than it was before. And look, none of this is a surprise. We've made a fundamental change to the exhaust layout on this bike. And the other thing is, I think it's moved the rev band up slightly. So a bit of that playfulness at the lower end, which is why we love this bike, I think is it's just not quite there. So, what's the solution? Well, there are kind of two things you can do here. First one is live with it, or three things. The second one is you can map the ECU. I don't want to do that. I'm not a believer in messing with the fundamental electronics that are part of this bike. I think it's built well as it is. I think that what it is the fueling is curtailed slightly, even though it adapted slightly, definitely, is curtailed slightly by how the ECU is partitioned, so I am told. And then the next one is put it on a Dynajet and get it tuned that way, which would be like a command unit or something like that. However, they do not make a command unit for these Euro 4 bikes. So that is not possible to stick it on the dyno to get it mapped properly. There are, however, things like a rapid bike, which basically enable you to cheat the ECU into thinking that actually it needs to change the fueling. And it's not really a performance modification. It's not even a modification. It's not even a performance plug-in. It's actually just helping it adjust the fueling right for the exhaust. And those things learn. So anyway, I'm going to look into that and we'll see how that goes. I know this has not been the best biking road to give you this update on, but I just wanted to tell you a bit more about my experience on this bike. I do not regret getting it. It looks awesome. It sounds amazing. I actually started it up outside the dealership when I was getting the service, and everybody in the dealership turned around and looked, because it's just such a sweet verbally sound. And I just think it's that lower down bit just needs smoothing out a little bit. So if there's a solution to do that, that's definitely worth looking at. Anyway, thank you for watching Petrolheads London. Please remember to comment below, like and subscribe. Cheers!